some of the most prolific killers and rapists and stuff, they had charm to them.
Most charm.
They came in the room, people were like, I love this guy.
Yeah.
And they had that side, and then they had their evil side that would kind of switch on. But yeah, that's actually who's terrifying. And I don't know any killers that I'm aware of, but like I know people who I have discovered, I'm like, this is not a good person, but I've told people about the, I go, so-and-so, and I go, but here's the thing, if you met him, I go, you'd love him.
And
they're like,
him.
what do you mean? I go, he's one of the most charming guys you meet. I go, you'd be like, when's he coming to dinner again?
Yeah. Well, what they do is they like mirror you.
Yeah.
And so they play on our weakness of flattery and like our ego.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm fucking funny.
Yeah.
So they somehow mirror you and like make you feel great, and they have that superficial charm or whatever. So it like hits your blind spot of like your ego, and then so you miss it.
Yeah.
It's like Ted Bundy used to just like, he
Bundy's
was so
like
fucking charismatic.
He's like the prototype guy for this.
I was watching him defend himself in documentaries about him. I'm like, the guy didn't do it. He didn't fucking do it. He's great. I want to hang out with Ted Bundy.
There's this thing on the Bundy trial. If you watch, there's multiple docs now about him. But this is like when somebody, when they saw someone can't get out of their own way, like can't get. So he was never had the skill set to actually really defend that case and win.
Right.
But there's one point he puts the detective in Florida who came into the sorority house and discovered the bodies on the stand, and then he asks him to describe the crime scene, and then he's just enjoying him because he did it, and he's like, and then what'd you find?
Yeah.
And the guy's just telling, and then you have the other lawyers that are going like, there was 0 point to this other than him just enjoying.
And that's why he did it probably too, yeah.
Yeah.
They're so premeditated. It's so funny how like they're so premeditated. They're like a step ahead and like it's all for them and all selfish, but they make it seem something else. He was brilliant. Like, right, wasn't he the guy who did like the casting and then he'd get you in the Volkswagen Beetle? You're like, oh man, I can't. And then boom, next thing you know, your titty's getting bit off.
Yeah. He also did, he was in this Colorado jail and
he broke out, right?
Well, he noticed the vent and then you noticed the size of it. So he just stopped eating for like 2 months until he had lost enough weight to fit in through that vent. I mean,
that's how it happened?
Yeah, that's how he escaped one of them.
Dude,
one of them he did through a library, which he was like, I'm defending myself and this is another case. I need access to the library. And they were like, sure. So he would go up to the second floor, look through legal, and one day he just jumped out of that window.
Jesus.
But on one of his escapes, it was either Utah or Colorado, he went up through the vent that he had starved himself enough to actually fit into that.
That isn't, that's why so many psychopaths are so successful. They're unencumbered by emotion.
Yeah.
It's like
CEOs.
They don't care about
left
anything.
and right, man.
They don't. So he's just focused on like his own needs and wants. So he's like, I'm just going to starve myself for 2 months to fit in.
When you see these articles in the news, they're like, so-and-so slashed 12,000 jobs and, for share prices, we're taking a dip. And then they get that CEO and he's like, it was a very tough decision to make, but we have to keep moving forward. Like, that guy doesn't give a fuck. He's just thinking about his bonus.
Yeah. I think you maybe need guys like that, though.
You do.
Right?
It's always going to be part of the
I could
preparation.
never make that. I'd be like, oh, but what about Sally, her family? And then like my company would fail.
Yeah. No, you need people like that. I mean, there's different studies on this, but we know for sure that when it comes to like high level, CEO level stuff and political figures, presidents, prime ministers, there's a higher propensity for that personality type in there. Emotion, like no remorse, guilt-free.
Yeah.
And some of them, like not all psychopaths are highly intelligent, but some are.
Yes.
And if you're highly intelligent and you're not, like burdened by guilt and remorse, like you can run a company maybe really well.
They're probably the most free Americans.
Sure.
Like, because
I don't give a shit.
Yeah, they're not shackled by anything. They're totally free. That's real freedom.
Yeah.
Like just be able to kill a woman and just walk away and light a cigarette up and go have breakfast. I mean, that's freedom, dude.
Bert and Tom and Bert. One goes topless while the other wears a shirt. Tom tells stories and Bert's the machine. There's not a chance in hell that they'll keep it clean. Here's what we call 2 bears, 1 cave.